Assalamualaikum and hi doctor. So today I'm going to explain on the research on English language teaching and the ICT. Okay, for this topic, so I will cover all of the subtopic which are introduction to ICT in English language teaching. Second one is overview of ICT in English teaching and learning. The third one, impact of ICT on English language teaching and learning outcomes. Fourth, critical analysis of ICT integration and its challenges. And number 5 is opportunities provided by ICT in English education. Next is balancing challenges and opportunities of ICT. 7, discussion on ICT in English teaching and learning. And the last one is the conclusion and also future direction. Alright, so let's proceed with the first one, which is the introduction. Okay, so the incorporation of information and communication technology, which is ICT, into English language teaching and learning has gained significant interest and debates among scholars and also educators. So this application of technology in educational setting, it holds a few promises of enhancing language acquisition through students engaging and interactive learning experience. So what are the promises of ICT? Okay, so these are the promise of ICT in English learning. So we have 3 here. So as for the first one, enhancing learning. Alright, so one of the primary advantages of integrating ICT or information and communication technology into English language learning is its potential to make the learning process become more engaging and also interactive. So let's say, for example, the use of multimedia resources such as films, audio clips, and also interactive activities can actually help students to immerse in the language in the language learning compared to the traditional teaching methods. Okay, so according to PODL 2020, the integration of ICT in English language teaching promises to enhance language acquisition through engaging and interactive experience. Okay, and the second promise of ICT in English teaching is the authentic environment. Okay, so ICT enables the use of multimedia resources, fostering deeper student engagement in an immersive manner. Alright, so according to PODL 2022 as well, so ICT actually has the potential to create a more contextual and also authentic learning environment. So what does it mean by a contextual and also authentic learning environment? So this means that the students can actually engage with the language in a way that they feel more natural and also relevant to their everyday lives. So this makes the learning experience become more meaningful and also effective. Okay, and the third one is the 21st century skills. So it fosters 21st century skills. The integration of ICT in English language teaching and learning, so it contributes to the development of the essential of 21st century skills, which include critical thinking skills, digital literacy, and also problem solving skills. As globalization progresses, so this competency become important or vital for students to thrive in our information-rich society. So research shows that the effective deployment of ICT in classroom will positively influence students' learning outcomes. So which I will explain further later in the next slides. Alright, so let's take a look at the overview of ICT in English teaching and learning. Alright. Okay, so the evolution of ICT in education. So ICT involves the use of digital technology such as computers, the internet, interactive whiteboards, and also educational software to enhance teaching and learning. So initially, ICT was only used for administrative tasks in schools. However, nowadays it becomes essential in modern teaching strategies, which transform the way we approach the education. Okay, as technology becomes more prevalent in schools, so there are growing concerns about its negative effects on um, English language teaching. So while ICT offers many benefits, but it also brings challenges. For example, according to Young et al. 2020, over reliance on technology can hinder essential language skills, and poorly managed ICT can disrupt classrooms. Okay, so poorly managed ICT can disrupt classroom and limit their engagement with the language. And without proper teacher training and technical support, ICT might not achieve its educational goals. So this lack of preparation can potentially harm the effectiveness of English language teaching, which make it crucial for educators to be well equipped to use this tool effectively. Okay, next we proceed with the impact of ICT on English language teaching and learning outcomes. Okay, so basically, ICT enhance language proficiency and motivation in terms of improved proficiency, immediate interaction, and also critical thinking skills. So let's take a look at one by one. All right. Integrating ICT into English teaching has yielded many positive outcomes. So it shows that ICT can greatly enhance teachers' knowledge, skills, and practices, as well as improve students' English proficiency. So this is actually according to Abraham et al. 2022. Okay, in terms of enhancing teaching methods, so one notable benefit of ICT is the enhancement of teaching methods. This is according to Han and Gao 2023, whereby they noted that ICT positively impacts teacher well-being and self-confidence, which are essential for effective teaching. Okay, for example, by using language learning application like Duolingo, teachers can actually create more interactive lesson. So this app actually provides students with practice exercises that adapt to their different proficiency level, which further makes the learning become more engaging and personalized. Okay, next one is dynamic and engaging lessons. So multimedia presentation and online resources, it provides diverse way to present and practice language skills. So let's imagine like this. So imagine we have a lesson where instead of we just conducting a traditional lecture, so students can also watch a short films in English, and actually they can discuss the themes, the plots, and vocabulary and all. So this approach could make the lesson become more dynamic and engaging. So and eventually it caters to different students different learning styles. Okay, next one is enhancing student-teacher interaction. Okay, ICT can enhance teacher-student interaction and also student engagement. So these tools like the interactive whiteboard enable teachers to deliver the lesson more dynamically, and also it could involve students directly with the content. Okay, for instance, during a grammar lesson, so the teacher can actually use interactive whiteboard to display sentences, and we can have students to come up to the board and also correct the mistakes or just fill in the blanks using the interactive whiteboards. Okay, and the next one is transforming teaching strategies. So research by Palagola and Vikram Marachi 2019 highlights that ICT integration transform teaching strategies, so which leads to more personalized and engaging learning experience. Okay, for example, when the teacher use online quizzes to quickly assess student understanding, and then it could meet their instruction to address any gaps in knowledge. Okay, and this approach promotes student participation and ensures that each student's needs are met. And the last one is differentiated instruction, whereby ICT can facilitate differentiated instruction. Okay, for example, teacher can actually design activities using platforms like Google Classroom to meet the diverse needs and learning preferences of the students. Some students, they might want to watch educational videos, but some others might want to complete interactive exercises. And there are some other students who might want to be engaged in the online discussion. So this personalized approach leads to more effective language learning as students receive targeted support and practice. Okay, so we proceed to critical analysis of ICT integration in English lesson. Okay, um, there are several challenges that we could find when we integrate this ICT in English teaching and learning. So the first one is accessibility issue, second one is teacher readiness, and the third one is digital literacy. Okay, so one major challenge is the digital divide, all right, which refers to the gap between those who have access to technology and those who do not. For example, there are many schools who are actually in the rural area, so there are lack of necessary infrastructure such as computers and reliable internet access. So this happened to my school also. So even though I bought the smart projector so that I could carry out an interactive, or what we call the interesting lesson, however it can't really I can't really utilize it due to the lack of the internet and also electricity. So this disparity means that the students from the disadvantaged background miss out on the benefits of ICT. And according to Run et al. 2024, so they highlight that the insufficient access to technology is a major obstacle to effective ICT integration in education. Okay. Next one is teacher readiness for ICT integration. So this is another challenge. According to Nawastin et al. 2023, found that many teachers have not received adequate training in using ICT tools, leading to a lack of confidence in incorporating this technology into their classroom. Okay, for instance, a teacher who is not really familiar with the educational software, so this teacher might avoid using the technology, and they tend to stick to the traditional method instead, which is chalk and talk. Okay, so in Palestinian public school, as noted by Kadumi et al. 2023, English language teachers recognize the benefit of ICT but face challenges in its implementation due to insufficient training. These teachers seek more comprehensive training to improve their teaching with technology. So without a proper support, even the most skilled teachers, they can struggle to integrate ICT effectively. And the last one, the last challenge is digital literacy, whereby the students may struggle with insufficient digital literacy skills, impacting their ability to participate in ICT. So this is according to Young et al. 2023. Okay, so digital literacy involves not only the ability to operate digital devices, but also the capability to critically assess online content, communicate effectively in digital environment, and create and share information. Okay, I give one example. So let's say if I want to conduct an activity using TikTok with my students, so they are supposed to have a smartphone, stable internet connection, and also TikToks. So even though they have all of these three, but let's say if they are not, they don't have the literacy to use the smartphone and also TikTok, so this could cause what we call that difficulty in conducting the activity too. So without these skills, students can struggle with ICT enhanced learning activities. Okay, another scenario is that, so imagine if a classroom where students have access to tablets, but there are lack of the skills to use them productively. So this is what I have mentioned just now regarding the TikTok activity and the use of smartphone in the classroom. So instead of participating in educational activities, so they might get distracted by playing games or just scrolling the social media. And this will lead to the misuse of the technology. And this misuse of technology can actually hinder their learning process, and it will result in frustration and also disengagement, okay, of the lesson. Okay. Another significant challenge is ensuring that educational content is relevant and culturally appropriate. So while internet offers a wide range of resources, and there are many materials that are not aligned with our cultural context, learning objective, or it is not really aligned to the students' proficiency level, meaning that the teachers can need to invest sometimes in selecting, okay, not only selecting but also creating suitable materials. Okay, so to get a clearer picture on this challenge, okay, I give one example. So using a video from a Western context to teach English to students, to teach English to students in an Asian country might not be really effective if the content does not resonate with their cultural experience. But this is quite debatable, okay? Quite debatable. Some might agree and some might not. Okay, teachers must find or create content that is relevant to their students' life to ensure engagement and effective learning. Okay? All right. So we have done with the challenges part. So let's proceed with the opportunities provided by ICT in English teaching and learning. Okay, so despite all of the challenges of integrating ICT into English teaching, there are several exciting opportunities that can significantly enhance the education. So let's explore some of these opportunities. Okay, so the first one is innovative teaching methods. Okay, so one key opportunity is the adoption of innovative teaching methods. For example, flipped classroom. Okay, for flipped classroom allows students to access instructional content online at their own space. This means that the class time can be dedicated to interactive and collaborative activities. So let's imagine the students watch a video lecture at home, and then they come to school. They come to school prepared to be engaged in the discussion and also the group project. Okay, according to Lee, ICT enables innovative teaching methods like flipped classroom, enhancing student engagement. All right, next one is blended learning. Okay, this is quite similar to flipped classroom, okay, which combines online and in-person instruction to provide a flexible and personalized educational experience. According to Lee 2022, blended learning models can improve both student engagement and academic performance. For instance, let's say a teacher, she might want to use online quizzes to gauge students' understanding before diving deeper into the topics during in-person classes. Okay, next one. Another opportunity is the access to learning material. Okay, so ICT greatly improves access to learning materials and resources. Online libraries, educational websites, and digital textbook put extensive information at students' fingertips. So this enhanced accessibility supports diverse learning styles and needs, which enables students to interact with the content in ways that best meets their individual preferences. Okay, for instance, a student who is struggling with reading comprehension might benefit from an online resource that offers audio version of text. and another student who might use interactive grammar exercises available on the educational website to practice and to improve their language skills. So in conclusion, while there are challenges to integrate ICT into English education, but still there are opportunities which are significant. By adopting innovative teaching methods like flipped classroom and also blended learning, so it improve access to learning materials, and we can create a more engaging, flexible, and personalized educational experience for our students. Alright, so we have come to how to balance between the challenges and also the opportunities of ICT. Okay, to fully leverage the advantages of ICT in education, so while addressing the challenges, it is very important for us to adopt the effective integration strategies. Okay, there are some key steps that we need to take. Okay, first one is by investing in infrastructure and also resources. Okay. Okay, first, the school need to invest in the necessary infrastructure. Okay, for example, by providing what we call that reliable computers, internet access, and also other digital tools like smart TV or interactive whiteboard, so that every student can actually benefit from the technology in their learning. Okay, and the next one is professional development for teachers. So this is closely related to the previous assignment on the professional development for the teachers. Okay, so we can actually relate it back to the previous assignment. Okay, so by offering professional development and training for teachers is essential. So teachers need to be equipped with the skills required to effectively integrate ICT into their teaching. Okay, according to Saderi and Richard 2021 emphasized the importance of an ongoing professional development and support to help teachers successfully incorporate ICT into their practices. Okay, for instance, so regular workshops and training sessions can actually help teachers to learn on how to use new educational software, create interactive lessons, and manage online classroom effectively. From my experience, I used to participate in some of the workshops. For example, the reading progress workshop, whereby we are trained to use on how to use this reading progress software, which focusing on the reading skills for students. Okay. So by establishing clear guidelines and monitoring the use of technology in classroom, it is also important, whereby it can help to minimize the potential distraction and also ensure ICT serve as educational purpose. Okay, that is for responsible technology use. Okay, next, we have come to the discussion part on the ICT in English teaching and learning. Okay, so based on the literature review, so research shows that ICT can enhance teaching methods, increases students' engagement, and improve learning results. For example, using interactive tools like language learning apps, like Duolingo just now that I have mentioned, or online resources can make the lessons more dynamic and also engaging, which leading it to a better learning outcomes. And to fully benefit from ICT, we need to address several challenges. So these include the technical difficulties and the need for adequate teacher training. For instance, if the teacher are not properly trained to use the new technology, it can be less effective and might not improve learning as expected. Therefore, to overcome these challenges and make the most of ICT, schools should focus on several key strategies. The first one is invest in the necessary infrastructure like computers and also internet. Second, by providing ongoing professional development for teachers to ensure the teachers are skilled enough in using ICT tools. And finally, promote responsible technology use among students to ensure technology serve as educational purposes. This is to ensure that the students are not distracted by or misuse their technology. Okay. So in conclusion, while ICT has a great potential to enhance English education, effective integration is crucial. So by investigating in resources, training teachers, and encouraging responsible use, we can fully realize the benefits of ICT in teaching and learning. Alright, so last one, conclusion and also future direction. Okay, so one critical area is understanding the most effective models for teachers' professional development in ICT usage. So we need to research the best methods, the duration and content for training programs. Okay, for instance, Young et al. 2020 suggests that future studies should focus on how different training approaches impact teachers' ability to use ICT effectively. And there is a need of long-term impacts of ICT integration. So future research should also look into the long-term effect of ICT integration on education. We need to evaluate how different ICT tools and strategies influence learning outcomes over time. This means studying is not just the immediate benefits, but also how these tools affect student performance and engagement in the long run. Okay, and for the practical recommendation, it is important to develop a practical recommendation to guide educators and policymakers. According to Saputri et al. 2020, so they emphasize the need for investigating the long-term effect of ICT on learning outcome. Okay. In conclusion, integrating ICT into English teaching offers great potential to enhance the learning experience. ICT can foster innovative teaching approaches, improve access to materials, and positively impact students' engagement and achievement. However, we must address the challenges such as technical issues, teacher training needs, and also the relevance of educational resources through effective strategies. So, investing in infrastructure, providing ongoing professional development, and promoting responsible technology use are the key. So, while the existing research is valuable, so more studies are needed to explore effective teacher training models and the long-term impact of ICT education. So, that's all from me. Thank you.